Play Pinata Picks and Minute Madness exclusive games with insane odds you can't play anywhere else. Make your next bet at Sports Interaction. Download the app in Ontario. Use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Or head to sportsinteraction.com/STPN to get started. It's 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Why do you want to get to this so bad?
Because they tied the Jets for the last playoff spot, and now we actually have a battle with 3 games left in the year.
It's going to be good.
The Jets can take care of business. Like, they still hold their destiny. The loss wasn't crippling for them, but the Flames, after the horrendous showing in versus Chicago, it was 3 games in 4 nights for the Flames. They show up to the most important one. They beat the Jets because their season was on the line. You lose that game, and for the Jets, you have an opportunity there to just cement a playoff spot.
Yes.
You win that game. It's not, you don't get the X next to your name, but you pretty much get that X next to your name. And it was a dud because Markstrom became the goalie that everybody was like, where did that goalie go?
He's done that a bunch of times over the last month and a half. The goal support has not been there at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And last night they got it out of just the weirdest characters. Dewar scored his 7th goal of the year, I believe, on like a.
How many one-handed goals did Kadri score?
No, I gotta look.
Yeah, that was the game winner. But yeah, Markstrom shows up, and it's like, okay, is he back? Is he doing his thing?
Yeah, I saw the Zadorov goal. That was cool.
Yeah.
By the way, he's at 11.
Yeah.
Nikita Zadorov.
Oh, yeah.
The Avs fans are like, why?
Drew? He's shaking his head.
You know what's wild?
Cup's not good enough. He's shaking his head.
And like the win was, I think, technically a comeback win because Winnipeg opened the scoring.
Yes, it is.
And you're on the road in that building, down 1-0 early, and to muster up the strength through their depth scoring really is what happened. The Stars didn't really show up for Calgary, which has been the story all year. And they get that very important win.
This is a Sutter win. It's the non-stars that win, or the non-stars that score, and he just he is happy. He goes home and he's like, fucking right, screw the Stars. I hate them.
There was
I also want to say this. I feel a lot more for this game than I do for the entire Coyote situation.
Same.
And I do appreciate you re-engaging us in hockey, Jesse, because it's we have to talk about the Coyotes thing. It has to come up.
Yes,
no, I don't.
100%.
But I much prefer talking about, what are we talking about here, Jesse? We're talking about a
game.
Playoff race. Playoff race.
Yeah. Every game is game 7 for them. I think that's who, I think Sutter was saying that, or Rick Bowness, the head coach, was describing that. But
whichever bad coach you're talking to.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the Coyotes ever again. But I want to talk about games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy's suing. I do not care. Mm-hmm. Cannot force myself. There isn't a drug you could give me that could get me to care.
There was an instance that they were writing about in The Athletic that happened directly before a goal where Rick Bowness, he started Scheifele in the D zone with about 7 seconds left on the PK. Oh. So Bowness tries to he's playing the game here. He's like, okay, we're going to kill this off and we're going to have our offensive forwards out there. And they don't win the draw. A couple seconds later, it's in the back of the net. It's not to say that, hey, Rick Bowness cost them in this situation. Mark Scheifele can't be out there playing a D-zone draw. But that taking those chances in these games, maybe play it a little safer.
But even if you win that face-off and you get possession of the puck, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to get that line change and get that personnel over the boards. You want to know how spicy the Western playoff picture is, by the way? So let's say Winnipeg loses all the remaining games. Mm-hmm. Calgary, in that instance, would still not control their own destiny. If Nashville wins their games in hand, they pass Calgary.
That's good.
Isn't that
That's
wild?
Good stuff.
Isn't that what? Not to mention, not only would Nashville pass Calgary, they already, despite the fact that they're 3 points behind Calgary, have more wins. Mm-hmm. Nashville has 39. Calgary only has 37. They've lost 15 games in overtime or the shootout. It's amazing. There's every stat you look at for Calgary says they're just unlucky. And you watch their games and you're like, but no, you're lying. They're easily the most confusing team in the league right now. I think.
What about we're trying really hard despite the fact that we hate our coach meter stat?
I think that is a big deal.
Yep.
I think that's a big deal. When you hate your boss, work becomes really hard. And especially work at a high level. Like that's the thing. To me, it's such an easy choice. They have so much talent on that team. Just make a change.
You don't think it's a little more difficult to get up for a game when you don't want to go play for the guy who's behind the bench?
Yeah, imagine, because you start to hate. It's not just that you don't like them or their style. You start to hate little things about them. Like you hate the way they eat or the way their breath smells or the way their sentence structure. You start to hate, like you start to pick them apart. It's like a human thing that people do, right? It's sort of like, and you just kind of like, it's not fair to the person that you don't like, but you're like, I got to get out of here because I'm becoming toxic.
Yeah, but they need that second wild card because they could easily the top wild card because they could easily beat the Avs, right? So Drew's just laughing. He's like, fuck you, really couldn't.
By the way, I want to